So rocker panel trim removal. Just got a little siding removal tool. You could probably use any kind of pick or even maybe just a screwdriver. The main thing is we're just trying to get it So these are the same clips that are on the rear, and in the front here there's going to be a wire similar to those ones that were, you know, in this other area that are tucked up into the trim. So you don't want to just start wrenching. Simply get those off because you definitely want to reuse this piece of trim. So now I got to get a pick and get in here and try and get that wire out from out of this bottom edge. All right, I'll see if I can't get a bird's eye view. So if you can see that blue wire, there it is. So I got to get my hook in there and get that out from that bottom edge. Impossible to do while filming, but so what I ended up doing was you got to get this out from underneath this bottom channel. Then that gives you some lateral movement. And I just kind of took my siding tool and kind of tweaked it open and just kind of got the bottom to come off. The front came off like nothing. There's no clip up here. So these pop off just like the rest of the clips. Just tap them all over with a little hammer and you're good to go. Pretty much, maybe just a little tweak here and there, but all right, there's the wires out. And now this does give you some, like I said, some lateral movement. There we go. Once you get the rear, the front just more or less falls out because you can push it forward and there's a channel just like that. Those are the rivets that I was talking about on the top of the fender. That's all enclosed. Definitely save these. Rear window trim removal. I'm sure I'll probably get some hate over this. I don't know any other way other than just a good old putty knife. Take your time. You need to utilize 85% of that trim. I just kind of started slow. Didn't force it. You don't want to kink it. Just slowly work your way around. I go to this bottom corner over here and that bottom corner has a seam. So I'm going to work this piece up to here and then I'll remove this as one unit, obviously, because that's what it is. Like that. You got some extra shit going on in here. They had a bunch of extra sealant in this corner for whatever reason. This trim piece right here, tailgate, .110 mil. If I'm not mistaken, this, you got a manhandle, you have to pull it. Either pull it or you slide it that way. I can't recall. You pull it one way or the other. Again, those same clips that'll be removed. I left these pieces on last time, and they're gonna stay on again for this time. So just looking at how these clips are, I believe that those clips get inserted, then it gets set on these pins, and as one piece, and then it gets slid in. It doesn't get slid all the way out like I had to remove it. Because some of them came out easy. It did have this in the end. So these things slide that way and lock in, but they'll be actually put back in there, and I'll have to line each one of them up, and then I'm going to set this on there as one piece and then slide it that way 1/2 inch to get it to lock in for the reinstall. Luggage rack removal, simple 5/16, 8 bolts all the way around. I don't recall if the movie car had this, you know, super high flow spoiler in Crusoe's MPGs, but yeah, it doesn't have a bar. I know when you take 2 luggage racks, you basically, that's going to be the rear. So you really can't utilize this anyways. But I was just curious if I have to go back and look at the film. So yeah, she's loose. Just gotta lift it off. So I'm just gonna leave the decorative, well, not really decorative, but luggage roof rack, whatever you want to call these. They're just Phillips screws, because it's exactly where I need to extend them for the additional luggage rack that I got to go pick up. But you definitely want to hang on to these. Again, in the other video, previous video, I showed how I made mine. But there's 4 of them. Chrome that surrounds the doors. It's real straightforward. Usually it's just a couple Phillips screws, and then it's pressed on this lip with some clips. So what you have to do is, the rear doors have 8 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, total of 8. Again, these are just held in place with screws, but this top piece is kind of glued on. So you just kind of work it down. If you have any kind of tool that you need to get in there, just so you don't damage it, and pop it off. I need 2 hands. To get this piece off, right here, you got to take the door apart. This pops off, and there'll be 2 screws in there, along with that guy, Phillips head, and that one. Once you get the cover popped off, depending if it's the front or rear door. The front obviously has a lot more screws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total counting up front. You have to kind of fish it out around the lock mechanism right there. But yeah, pretty straightforward. So this is just basically almost like a heavy duty cardboard backer that the Christmas trees are in. This just pushes in. Maybe I have to take this off. I'm not sure if I had to take off that hardware or not. I'm going to just put it back on. One and two. The 2 front doors have an additional screw hiding underneath this. This piece just kind of keeps your window and the channel straight. So we'll take out that Phillips, and then there's another Phillips, so you'd have to drop the window down to remove that external trim piece. Once you get those 2 screws out, so she's out.